Hello everybody, I am working as a senior technical consultant in Microsoft Dynamics AX. Today I am going to talk about Microsoft Dynamics AX in the version Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. This is the technical demonstration I am going to do for today. So let us see the list of concepts what I am going to talk for today. So these are all the list of concepts I am going to talk for today's demonstration. So what is ERP? History of Dynamics AX, Microsoft Dynamics 365 architecture, rules and responsibilities, and D365 implementation procedure, which includes cloud and on-premise. So D365 finance and operations development architecture and development introduction. So let me see about the first concept. What is ERP? So ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. ERP is a business process management software that allows an organization to use a system of integrated applications to manage the business and automate many back office functions related to technology, services, and human resources. An ERP software typically integrates all the facets of an operation, including product planning, development, manufacturing, sales and marketing in a single database, application, and user interface. This is all about ERP. And let me talk about the second concept, history of Dynamics AX. Before Microsoft Dynamics AX history, so as an ERP, so there are so many vendors in the market in ERP. So let me talk about the popular vendors and who are ruling the market in the ERP side. So mainly SAP and Oracle Labs and Microsoft. These are all the three most popular vendors who are doing very good business with ERP. So now we are going to talk about Microsoft ERP called Microsoft Dynamics AX. So the second one I'm going to talk about history of Dynamics AX. So this is the history of Microsoft Dynamics AX. Except the old name was used to say as Accepta. Accepta was first created in 1983 by two developers. They have developed complete software. Their names was Eric and Preben Damgaard. They have developed this software in Denmark. In 2002, Microsoft has been acquired and they have named the Accepta as a Dynamics AX. So finally the name they are saying as Accepta as AX. So if you see the versions here, the versions you can see it has been started from 1.0 version. In every version they have some subversions. Say for example, if you see here, 1.0 has their subversion is 1.5 and the next version is 2.0. In 2.0 they have 2.1, 2.1 market pack, two subversions, and the next version is 3.0. In 3.0 they have a concept called service pack, the subversions. So service pack 1 to service pack 6 in 3.0 version. The next version is 4.0, which is having from service pack 1 to service pack 2. Then 5.0 is we are saying as a AX 2009. In this they have the versions, subversions from service pack 1 to service pack 7. The next version is 6.0, which we are calling as a AX 2012, which is started with the RTM version, and R2 they have R3 version. Then the latest version what we are saying as AX7. In that AX7 later part they have named it as Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. So there are so many application updates. The final version is 8.0.1. So these are all the list of Microsoft Dynamics AX versions and history. So the next part is we are going to talk about Microsoft Dynamics AX architecture. So Microsoft Dynamics AX architecture is a three-tier architecture, which you can see three tiers here. The first one is clients, second one is server, and third one is database. So Dynamics 365 is the architecture what I am talking about. So if you see here, you can see clients, server, database. So in this, clients are nothing but wherever the end user is accessing the Microsoft Dynamics AX application, that place we are saying as a client, then he may be accessed from his laptop or any other desktop, right? That place we are saying as a client. Here in Dynamics 365, it's a three-tier architecture and it's completely web enabled. So whatever the client they are opening the AX application, they will be opening in browser, Internet Explorer or any other browser. They can access Microsoft Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations application, right? The first tier is clients. The second tier is application object server. That is the second part, like that is the So our second part is a second type. Okay, here AOS is the service which has been installed and has been started always in running state that will execute all the business logics and all the requests from the client and all the database data accessing and all the business logic will be executed by the AOS. And AOS will be connected to database and database will be always connected to AOS and AOS will be connected to the client. So this is like two-way connection. So this is always be AOS will be running and it has execute all the business logics. So database is always single database and it's a three-tier architecture with single database. This is all about the three-tier architecture. Roles and responsibilities. Let me open a small document where I can show you the basic idea about the roles and responsibilities. So generally in ERP softwares and any ERP software, there will be two kinds of roles. One is functional consultant and technical consultant. So functional consultant is the person who will be there from the starting of the project and he will be meeting the customer or client and every time he will go to the client and he will gather all the requirements related to the implementation scope and he will gather all the requirements and he will prepare the complete enterprise resource document, ERT document, which will include all the requirements and later part he will do the gap fit analysis to find out which are all the requirements we can be able to accommodate in AX. That means we can set up and we can configure it in AX. Once they have done all this analysis and they'll prepare a document called FRD document, functional requirement document, which includes all the gaps and fits in the FRD document. But once they have prepared that, they'll prepare the another document with FDD, the functional design document, which will include only gaps. I mean, what are the requirements unable to configure in Microsoft Dynamics AA? So the remaining gaps, whatever the gaps are there, those gaps will be prepared as FTD. That each gap will be each FTD. So those FTDs will be delivered to the technical consultant to do the customization or new development. So in this case, so technical consultant will do the analyzing the functional design document, that is the FTD. Once he analyzes the FTD and he'll start designing it and he'll develop the complete requirement and he will do the technical design document which includes all the development aspects whatever he has done for that specific requirement. So that means I have mentioned here all the development changes. So this is the complete roles and responsibilities what functional consultant will do and technical consultant will do. So the next part is Dynamics 365 implementation procedure, which includes cloud and on-premise implementation. So let me show you information document, I mean a notepad document I have. So if you see here, I'm talking about completely Microsoft Dynamics Finance and Operations, the latest version, how they are doing it, what is the implementation procedure. Okay, when it comes to the AX implementation here, there are two kinds of implementations. One is cloud implementation, other one is on-premise implementation. The cloud implementation I am taking here. If you see in cloud implementation, we should log into the lifecycle services. Once we log into the LCS service, LCS, lifecycle services means LCS. We have to create a project, project name. Then once we create the project, so we can request for the new environments from the Microsoft by taking the license and the required signups. We have to do it. Once we do that, the default Microsoft Dynamics AX will provide D365 environments. There are three environments. There we can use it as one is for production, for final live. The two sandboxes environments can be used for UAT or development. One is for UAT and the other one is for development. It's all it's all up to the customer understanding and the implementation we is doing that implemented based on the implementer understanding and the requirement. They may use all these environments, two sandbox environments for UAT or sandbox or whatever they want. And if they wanted to develop separately, or they can buy extra environments from the Microsoft, or they can go separate cloud hosted environments also. So here, if you see here, that's where I have mentioned. You can see Microsoft hosted environments and cloud hosted environments. In the cloud hosted environments, you can create the environments for development or UAT, whichever the environment is required. Using MS Azure portal, and we may need to have Visual Studio once we get into the environments, RDPs to do the development, and VSTs is for the Visual Studio Team Services to maintain all your objects to be stored in online to do the version control system. This part is all about the cloud implementation. In cloud implementation, we have Microsoft hosted and cloud hosted. So there is another part, on-premise implementation. Whatever the implementation we are doing, definitely we should have the LCS login. In LCS login, definitely we have to create a project. On top of that, we can do any implementation, whether it is a cloud or on-premise. The on-premise is the only concept is on the customer request, Microsoft will provide the pre-installed VM that can be configured in the VM software in the local machines. So that they are not going to do any online building, online configurations and online setups. So they are going to maintain most of the things in the on-premise. So this is all about the complete AX implementation in D365, the step-by-step procedure, how they're going to do. So the next part is Dynamics 365. That means D365 Finance and Operations Development Architecture. This is very important what we are going to see and what are all the new things we are going to see in D365. Let me go to the Microsoft Dynamics 365 environment. I just have connected to my demo environment where I can see, even I can show you the complete architecture here, the AX architecture. As I told you, it's a 3-tier architecture. Since this is the demo environment, I can show you all the things in the same machine. So when it comes to the production or live environments, the architecture will be same, but server will be in different machine. AOS, that means AOS will be in different machine, and maybe database will be in different machine. That is the to maintain the performance. The Microsoft has been suggested to keep database in one environment, in one machine, and AOS will be in different machines. So let me show you how the architecture will be here. So generally, as we know in earlier versions, AX server services in Windows services. When it comes to the 365, we don't have any separate AX application to install and to open the application on desktop. It's completely became as completely online web browser access. So when you see here, the architecture is the AOS will be available that has been hosted in IIS. Let me go to IIS Manager. I'm just typing IIS Manager here. If you go to IIS Manager, IIS is Internet Information Services. You see this is the IIS Manager, Internet Information Services Manager. Just right click and run as administrator. If you see here, this is the place where you can host the websites. In the same place, you can see the iOS service, which is in running state. If you see here, this is already in running state, so that we don't have option to start. We have the option to stop. We can stop and we can restart the iOS service. So this is the service. It has to be always in running state. This is the iOS service. And if you go to the start menu, if you go to the SQL Server Management Studio in the same place, let me show you here. So this is the place where you can see your Microsoft Dynamics AX database, which has been used for this current AX application. And one more thing, once we go to the IIS, here where we are seeing the AOS, you can right click and go to Manage Services. And if you browse this, you click this browse, it will open the Microsoft Dynamics AX application by using that URL. So once we open the Microsoft Dynamics AX application, this is the AX application where you can see multiple modules. If you want to go to accounts receivables, you can click this and you can go to all vendors and all sales orders and every module and all the features you can access over here. I hope you can see here, this is completely in web browser. So what is happening now, you can see all the customers here, what all the customers are available in this area. And this is the client, what I am showing you now. Whatever we have seen in the IIS, that is the AOS service, which is middle tier, tier 1, tier 2. In tier 2, we have AOS. AOS will execute all the business logics. And as I have shown you already, this is the database. In database level, you can see only one database. But it is completely about the architecture. Now, the next part, as I told you, I would like to talk about Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations Development Architecture. When I go to my environment, let us go to the Start menu, go to the Visual Studio, and right click Visual Studio 2015, right click and run as administration. You have to run this Visual Studio in administration mode. So once you open this, you will see like this. Once you see here, you can go to the file menu, you can create a new project. So and parallelly here, if you go to the view, you can see the options here. Once you click the application explorer, which is nothing but AOT. Let me show you that AOT here. So this is the application explorer called AOT. Here you can see all the objects. They have divided that data dictionary into two parts. One is data types, which is having base enums and extended data types. So base enum and with base enum extensions, extended data type with extended data type extensions. So this has been kept as outside of the data dictionary. So they named it, they have changed the name it as a data model here. Inside the data model, we can see all the database related components like tables and views, queries, data entities, composite data entities, maps, and table collections. So these are the list of objects inside the data model. And as I told you, in Dynamics 365, all the development will be done in Visual Studio by using the X++ language. But as you've seen here, this is the AOT. If you want to create any object, from here you can create. But before that, we have to create a new project. On the project level only, you can add a new item. That item may be AX table, or maybe it's a data type, extended data type, or any base enum, or any class, whatever it is. So let me create a small project with the name of demo, so that you'll have some basic idea. I am creating a new project. So once you go here, what you can see all the templates. In this all the templates, you can see Dynamics 365 is our template. Here you can select our project called Unified Operations. So here you can set up the name. So if you put the demo, the name has been taken as a demo. The solution name also has been taken as a demo. Once you click OK, this will create the new solution with the new project also. If you see here, new solution, and inside that new solution, project name. So if you want to create one more project, you can create inside the solution. Solution is nothing but which contain more than one project. Inside this thing, properties, we can add the in which module we are going to use this project, and objects, which module we are going to create all these related objects to this module. You can see here. Once you see that, right click, you can go to add item. Once you go to item, you can select what kind of object you are going to create in this project. For example, if I would like to create any EDT, so I'll go to data types. Data types, I'm going to create EDT string. So I'm going to create, so it's going to be created as a string demo. So this has been created. So this is the way of using D365 development section. And parallelly, I would like to tell you very important thing is here. So in Dynamics 365, the complete development architecture has been changed. They have included everything, the development part in Visual Studio. And parallelly, whatever the objects you are creating, that will be stored as a XML format in backend. It's completely file structured. So whatever the standard objects they are giving, they are also in XML format. Everything will be available in XML format. So let me show you how it's going to be. You can see here the service volume. Here you can see OS service. Inside the OS service, you can see package local directory. Inside package local directory, my package is fleet management. So there is no package. Inside the fleet management, you can see all the objects here. And here, if you go to inside again fleet management, I have created a extended data type. I am going to the extended data type, that is AXCDT. You see here, inside AXCDT, name is, my component name is, let me see here, string demo. So this is the string demo which has been just now have created here, that you can see here. So this is all objects and all components what we are creating in AOT. They will be generated in XML format. And parallelly, the existing objects also related to standard objects like cost table or purchase table or sales line, whatever the objects that have been available in the standard, they are also in XML format. So that means it's completely file structure concept. So this is all about the basic development architecture idea. And the next one also, as I told you that how I have created the EDT, that is the development introduction, to create the project, how to add the new item to the project. There are so many things to discuss in a lot. Thank you guys. Thank you very much for your patience. If you would like to talk to me further, any trainings or any other information, you can contact me in the below number 95500 90707. Thank you very much for your patience.